Hello and welcome back to Studio Kaiju RC Review. Today we are going to look at a tiny little quadcopter. I know, a tiny little helicopter, but not this one.
This series presents information based in part on theory and conjecture. The producer's purpose is to suggest some possible explanations, but not necessarily the only ones, to the mysteries we will examine.
All right, welcome back to Studio Kaiju RC Review. And yeah, you got it right. We are looking at a tiny little radio-controlled helicopter that is not the one that you first saw. It is this tiny little fellow here. This is the Syma S100. Take a quick look at this box. Syma loves doing interesting designs, and they love coming up with all sorts of cool concepts with their helicopters and their quadcopters, and they have definitely made great strides from when I first used to fly these things 10, 12 years ago, where they were very simple. Do you remember the crisscross shaped drone where there's just an X shape and there's blades on the ends of each of them, and it weighed about like an ounce, and it really wasn't that controllable, but they were fun to fly at the time. Well, they have progressed like a lot, and this little Syma S100, this is a cool, wonderful, fun little toy to play with, and you're going to see it fly in just a few minutes. I'm going to keep this one short because, of course, we're dealing with a short subject matter. So what do you get in the box with the S100? You get a screwdriver. One more for the toolkit. You get a helipad. It's actually the right size for this, which is when you usually get a helipad with your quad drone, it's usually too small because it's the same size card. And it has information, and I partially covered that up because I don't need to scan the QR code, but it has information on the back about how to get the QR code and get the app on your phone. If you need the app, this one does not require an app to fly. You get cautions of battery. And that's, well, basically telling you it's a rechargeable battery. You got to be careful with it. You get a really nice, beautifully illustrated 10 pages in English, 10 pages in German manual that gives you all sorts of information about this. But I'm going to cut to the chase on this and tell you what you can expect. First off, you can expect fun. That is guaranteed. Guaranteed. I was going to say the other one, but I'm trying to be nice and kid-friendly because this is a kid-friendly item. You also get a remote control. Now, I have so many remote controls, I actually have to kind of put labels on them so I know which one is which. The remote control is very simple. This will dictate turning left to right. The actual, it's a little different from a regular quadcopter one. So when you turn this left or right, the whole drone actually turns left or right. And when you turn, when you go forward, it goes forward. When you go back, it goes back. This is strictly the elevation. And it will stay. That's one of the nice things about it. It will stay wherever you tell it as far as elevation. These buttons are for trim. And gosh, I can't remember. I'm going to have to look that up. What is that one button for? You know what? I should know this too, and I feel stupid for not knowing it. Takeoff and landing. See, I don't even usually think about that. I just like to use the toggle. So, takeoff and landing. What are some of the features this thing can do? Well, as you notice, there's a power button, by the way. There are no extra buttons on here. There's trim, takeoff, landing, power, left, right, front, back, up, down. So This is not going to flip. It's not going to spin around. It has no camera on it. It's got a lot, though, going for it. What does it do? Well, first off, it's according to the box, it says here that it is a 3.5 channel, 2.4 gigahertz controlled remote control. So it's controlling 3 different features on here. First off, when it's hovering, this tail rotor will not it will not spin around. It will simply stop. And what that means is it will not be pushed backward, which will make it go back, down, which will make it go backwards, or upward, which will make it go forward. And so it's controlling that. It's controlling the propellers. It is controlling the gyroscope. You've got a lot going on in this little thing. Now this recharge, you also get a cable to charge this up because the battery is not, as with a lot of Syma's products, the battery is not removable. And see if I can't get that in there. There you go. So it's a standard micro cable harness, and the on-off button is right there. So the battery is inside here, and so are all the mechanics to make this dual blade, contra spinning blade system work. I just keep thinking, wow, this is just so freaking cool. And I can control it very nicely when I have a coworker who works about 20 feet away from me. His desk is 20 feet away. And it's just really fun to fly it over and just fly it right over his head. And he sits there and glares at me, and I laugh, and he laughs back. And, and he likes it when I fly this one, because when I fly the big heavy quadcopters, the things that are like this big, it blows papers all around his desk. He doesn't like that. So the Syma S100, don't fly it outside. It's not built for the wind. It's way too small. You probably noticed that already. It is under 250 grams by quite a bit. So you don't need to register it with the FAA. It does not need a remote ID. You can fly this whenever, wherever you want. I don't imagine the range is going to be too useful to you. You can probably fly it, imagine 150 feet away, but you're never going to be able to see it 150 feet away. It's way too small. So, don't fly it outside because it's not built for the wind. Don't fly it too far indoors. Fly it from line of sight so that you can actually see it. It is not packed with lights. Here, I'm going to turn it on. There, I am not seeing any lights on there. So, no. Okay, I'm sorry. There is one light on the bottom. And that is inside. You might see that if it's dark out, but that's not going to really give you a lot of illumination. So just fly it, have fun. It's about $36 on Amazon currently. And here, check out some footage of it. And thank you once again. Hit like, mash that subscribe. I don't know why I have to say those things, because honestly, I don't care. You subscribe or you don't subscribe, that's up to you. I mean, it's not like, it's not going to change the course of the universe if you do or you don't. I mean, really, why are we chasing likes and subscribes? Either you like me or you don't. Anyhow, thank you very much. I love talking to you guys. I love showing you interesting things. If you have a spare $36 and want to blow it on something fun, get the Syma S100.